we should be flagging this with you that this fight is a disgrace and shouldn't be happening.
But I don't understand, you know, on what level? Like, there's no substance to what he's saying. You know, Conor Benn's last two fights have been at what, 154, 155? So, yes, he's moving up two divisions. He's moving up one division from the fights that he's boxed in lately. We understand. This is the first time anyone has mentioned Conor Benn coming up two divisions. So thank you that it's actually the opponent's dad that's doing it.
Eddie Hearn tears into Chris Eubank Sr. with blistering intensity after Eubank attempts to drag the fight into the mud, calling it a disgrace. But here's the twist. Hearn doesn't just shrug it off. He dismantles Eubank's claims piece by piece. The reality? There's no weight behind the criticism. Conor Benn's last two fights were already just shy of this weight class, so the idea that he's leaping two divisions is pure fiction. And let's be honest, the person making all the noise isn't even stepping into the ring. It's the opponent's father, trying to sabotage the moment from the sidelines. Hearn sees it clearly. This is an outdated voice clinging to relevance by manufacturing chaos. Why stir drama when the stakes are already sky high? For Hearn, this isn't just noise. It's calculated sabotage. It's a desperate attempt by the past.
So, yes, I do think it's dangerous for Conor Benn to move up two divisions and fight this guy. But what would you say when he beats him? What happens then? So, like, in my opinion, what's making this fight a 50-50 is the weight. You know, I think Conor Benn is the much better fighter. I think he's better prepared. I think he's much sharper. I think pound for pound he punches harder. But he's at a big disadvantage coming up to 160. And that's what makes the fight a 50-50.
To disrupt the future. To be clear, Hearn doesn't downplay the danger of Benn stepping up. He embraces it. That's exactly what makes this bout so electrifying. While critics call it reckless, Hearn sees it as a calculated risk that could reshape Benn's legacy. In his eyes, Benn is the sharper, stronger, and more complete fighter, even with the size disadvantage. The truth is, the only reason this fight is even seen as close is the weight gap. It's not about Eubank having superior skills. What's more, Hearn is convinced Benn has the power and precision to break through that gap and dismantle Eubank. The real question isn't about danger anymore. It's about whether Eubank can survive once Benn's fury starts cutting through the size difference. Meanwhile, Ramon Musa adds fuel to the fire with a
gym, and I only see one side, but I wasn't expecting him to be as strong as he was. And like, for someone so little, he does pack a punch. And I was I was quite shocked by that. I thought I could potentially just bully him because being 2-3, probably like three, maybe four weight classes above him, I just thought I'd be a bit too big. But yeah, he's very, very good. I'm quite intrigued.
A ruthless reality check. After sharing the ring with Benn in sparring, Musa, who came in heavier, expected to dominate. But what happened stunned him. Benn's power shattered expectations. His punches weren't just fast, they were dangerous, sharp, and relentless. That session didn't feel like sparring, it felt like war. Musa came away with a new view. Benn isn't just a smaller man moving up, he's a genuine threat. Explosive, fearless, and very real. In his words, Eubank Jr. isn't just in for a tough fight, he's walking straight into disaster. Benn isn't just prepared, he's built to punish. And Musa knows it better than anyone. What do you think? Is Benn ready to shock the world?
You know, for all the promotion, for all the nonsense, for all the crap, you've got two fighters here. Might not be for a world title, but if you want to see a scrap, you're going to see one, because these two like to fight. Look at their careers. They are the fighters. They are the brawlers. They love it. And they only know one way. And that's what's going to happen on April 26th. They're going to meet in the ring, in the center of the ring, and they're going to go off. And that's why the casual fans are going to love this fight. Yes, the boxing
world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video. Ben Shalom isn't pulling any punches. He's made it crystal clear this isn't just another fight. It's a full-blown war. Forget the glitzy titles and flashy media circuits. What's really at stake are two fighters who know nothing but aggression, who don't back down, and who are stepping into the ring with pure fire in their veins. Come April 26th, the gloves are off. There won't be a feeling out process or cautious opening rounds. From the first bell, it's going to be chaos. Energy will erupt, the crowd will roar, and the atmosphere will be electric. This isn't just a fight. It's a spectacle set to shake the very foundations of boxing. The question isn't who will win on point.
Chris Eubank is the favourite for the good reason that he's been fought at the higher level and he is naturally the bigger man. But that man Ben has got some ire and got some danger in him, and he will be even more dangerous when that first bell sounds on April the 26th.
Because no scorecard will matter. It's personal now. Someone will break. Someone will fall. On the other side, Adedola stands firm. Chris Eubank Jr. is the favorite, and it's easy to see why. Eubank's been at the top, fought elite names, and carries the natural size advantage, but don't count out Conor Benn. He's no pushover. He brings an explosive, brutal power that can flip the script in an instant. This isn't just about size or pedigree. It's about heart, hunger, and who wants it more. While Eubank has the experience, Benn's fire might burn hotter. The aggression he'll unleash on April 26th could be on another level entirely. The real question, can Eubank weather that storm, or will Benn's fury overpower him? And then...
And I felt sorry for Junior because he is a 34-year-old man at the time. He wants his own thing. His father is always going to be the centre of attention.
Yeah.
I think he's right to make his own decisions.
Simon, I see exactly what you're saying, because Nigel has stood back from Connor's career, and Chris Sr. was right in the front at the beginning. And I think it's great that Junior is walking his own path.
So do I.
However, they have had horrendous tragedy.
There's the deeper story, one that cuts beneath the surface of boxing. Collins delivers a scathing exposé on the emotional turmoil quietly crippling Eubank Jr.'s career. According to Collins, this fight isn't just about fists. It's about identity, freedom, and breaking chains. While Conor Benn has thrived, forging his own legacy with Nigel Benn watching from the sidelines, Eubank Jr. remains overshadowed by a father who won't step back. Collins doesn't sugarcoat it. He calls the relationship toxic. A force that's held Eubank Jr. back, stunting his growth as a fighter and a man. He even suggests that the emotional weight Eubank carries, personal loss, public pressure, family tension, could be dragging him down far more than anyone.
I think it's going to be a very good fight. Conor has punching power chances. Chris is the bigger guy, so you give Chris the advantage going in because he's a bigger guy, but Conor does have exceptional punching power, so it's going to be a great fight. I think Chris should win the fight. I think Chris should outbox him, outsmart him, but he will have to be smart early because Conor is a great puncher.
Realizes. So the ultimate question remains, can Chris Eubank Jr. finally break free from his father's looming shadow? Or will it be the thing that breaks him? Roy Jones Jr. is calling this a high-stakes chess match teetering on the edge of complete chaos. While he gives Chris Eubank Jr. the edge due to size and refined skill, Roy doesn't ignore the terrifying wild card, Conor Benn's raw, explosive power. Eubank might be the slicker technician, but if he stumbles early, Benn's power could end the fight in seconds. Jones warns this won't be a comfortable ride for Eubank. The early rounds will be savage, and one mistake could prove fatal. He challenges the idea that Eubank is untouchable. Far from it. If Benn lands clean, everything could shift in an instant.
No, I'm not. No, I can't be inconsistent. I can't be dishonest and a hypocrite. I've said from the outset that I didn't like the fight. I felt it was a fight built upon other people's legacies. I understand what it's turned into. I understand the furore and the interest, and I understand the point that Eddie Hearn's making. If you ask Frank Warren what he thinks of it, he doesn't think much of it. People might say that's because he's not involved in it. But I would like to see Conor Benn fighting at 147 and winning a world title in that weight class, and I'd like Eubank, who I think is a brilliant showman and a great raconteur, fighting for a world title at 160 or 168. Not this situation, but each to their own. I don't know, where are you on it?
Well, where are you on it? Well, it's going to be a massive event.
Still, Roy believes Eubank should win, but only if he stays razor-sharp from the opening bell. The moment of truth is coming, and if Eubank slips even once, Benn could detonate, and it might be lights out. On the flip side, Simon Jordan takes a harsher view, blasting this so-called super fight as nothing more than a shallow, money-grabbing spectacle built on famous last names. In his eyes, This bout has little to do with sporting merit and everything to do with cashing in on legacy hype. He argues that Conor Benn should be chasing a world title at 147, not dabbling in catchweight theatrics. As for Eubank Jr., Jordan says he belongs at 160 or 168, not dragged into sideshow scraps crafted purely for pay-per-view buzz. This fight, he says, isn't about glory. It's about nostalgia.
Junior's his own man, and that's what he's always tried to make out. This is me, this is my career, and this is how I do things. Dad, that was your era, that was your time, blah, 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 let me do this. But I'm sure he'd love to have him sat ringside watching him.
Marketing and quick profit. Even veteran promoter Frank Warren has his doubts, seeing through the glossy presentation. The brutal truth? While the event may be massive, it's built on flash, not substance. So the real question becomes, is this what boxing should be, or should the sport demand something more authentic? Meanwhile, Joe Gallagher offers a deeply personal critique, questioning Eubank Jr.'s supposed quest for independence. While Eubank insists he's carving his own path, Gallagher isn't convinced. Beneath the bravado lies a more complex reality. Eubank Jr. still craves validation, especially from his father. He may speak of freedom, but deep down, his father's approval still means everything. The burning question remains, can Chris Eubank Jr. truly rise on his own, or is he still trapped in the shadow he claims to have escaped? Will Chris Eubank...
Has Eubank got enough left in him to deal with someone who's going to be lots of energy, and is he really what he is? He hasn't really boxed at the calibre of Eubank. So it's like, Ben's been calling me out for years. He's the best guy calling people out, not fighting them. I think he's called every person out on the face of the earth, never fucking fought them. And he's just waited out for this Eubank fight. Yeah. But it's fucking funny. It's actually clever.
Eubank Jr. ever come to terms with his legacy? Or will he always be haunted by the shadow he's so desperate to escape? The pressure is mounting, and the drama surrounding Eubank Jr. is far from over. This isn't just a fight. It's an identity crisis. It's about whether he can finally stand on his own, without the weight of his father's past pressing down on him. Josh Kelly isn't pulling any punches either. He questions whether Eubank Jr. has enough left in the tank to handle the relentless storm Conor Benn is about to bring. But in the same breath, Kelly throws doubt on Benn, too. Has Benn really proven himself against world-class opponents? That's the real issue. For all of Benn's bravado, Kelly argues he hasn't shared the ring with anyone of Eubank's caliber. More importantly,
Eubank says he'll retire if Benn beats him. Can you see where that thought process comes from? Obviously, Conor stepping up 2 weights, the amount of bad blood there's been.
Yeah, maybe then you just don't know. Maybe where does he go from there if Conor beats him? I'm not trying to say Conor's any lesser, but yeah, Chris is obviously the guy who should beat him because he's a lot heavier, maybe more seasoned, but you know. It's definitely a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I think Conor's going to beat him. So yeah, you can see where that thought process comes from. But you know, who knows? I know Chris likes to play poker a lot, so maybe comes back for the money or something.
Kelly takes aim at Benn's pattern of calling out fighters, but rarely sealing the deal. He claims Benn's built a reputation on hype, issuing challenge after challenge without stepping up. Even worse, he suspects Benn's playing a long game, keeping his name hot while waiting for a massive payday. The burning question, is Benn's strategy a masterstroke or a house of cards ready to collapse? When the moment of truth arrives, will Benn back up his words, or will he find a way to sidestep the real test? Darren Till adds even more fire to the conversation, especially when it comes to Eubank Jr.'s bold claim that he'll retire if Benn beats him. That's a heavy statement. And Till understands why. With Benn jumping up drastically in weight and the personal history between them, a loss here would be nothing short of disastrous for Eubank. But here's where it gets intriguing. Till doesn't see this as a guaranteed win for Eubank. He views it as a razor-close 50-50 war. Sure, Eubank has the experience, size, and durability, but Benn's aggression and explosiveness could be the perfect storm. The real question? Does Eubank actually mean what he's saying, or is this another of his psychological tactics? Till points out Eubank's long history with mind games. Maybe this isn't about retirement at all, Maybe it's a poker move designed to crank up the stakes. What do you think? Will Eubank follow through, or is this just part of the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.